set my gear up. I poured a warm cup of tea for me as I sat down at the bar. I had an hour to go. The crowd was a no-show, except one tired man sitting not too far. I looked him straight in the eye, and he tipped his bottle. I drink alone, he said, not my plan, but a fact I thought that you should know. I drink alone, he said, 'cause I don't like my reflection, and I've got no place to go. I looked at his face, worn, scarred, and his shade. The years of drinking had taken years from him. So I tried to turn right in hopes that I might block him with my shoulder so I could doodle with a pen. But he looked at me straight in the eye, and he tipped his bottle. I drink alone, he said, not my plan, but a fact I thought that you should know. I drink alone, he said, 'cause I don't like my reflection, and I've got no place to go. Well, how many people are getting by with no self-respect? And how many people are getting on with government checks? And why do our wigs get clipped with addiction of all degrees? And why is it when I see those eyes, I'm seeing me? Welcome, everybody. Good to see everyone commenting. Hello, Aaron Gray. Hello, Margot Whalen. Happy Sunday to you, too. Let's drink alone, he said, to forget about our problems and the men we'd hope to be. Let's drink alone, he said, and drown away our sorrow in self-pity. I drink alone, not my plan, but a fact that I thought that you should know. I drink alone, he said, 'cause I don't like my reflection, and I've got no place to go. I drink alone. Let's drink alone. I drink alone. I drink alone. Yeah, I drink alone. I drink alone. Welcome to the show, guys. If you're tuning in, I'd love to see where you're tuning in from. The town with the most comments will get a shout out. I'm seeing Kincardine, Gooderham, Etobicoke. I'm seeing Northeastern Ontario. Timmins. Wendy Peros is from Timmins. So yeah, comment below. When are you or where are you tuning in from? Okay. Napping Falls, Ontario. Very cool. Very cool. Port Rowan. We got Lori from Grovedale, Alberta. Welcome, Lori from Grovedale, Alberta. Very cool to see some Albertans tuning in. So it's going to be a great live stream. It's we're going to talk about some really, really cool things, some new things, some old things. And it's going to be really exciting. So if we have time, we'll play music towards the end, but I'm not sure if we'll have time. So I have an interview today with one of our Bunkie Life clients, a Bunkie Lifer that's doing really well. We have a really cool presentation for you. It's going to be one of my favorite ones. So before we get into that, I'd like to just do a quick little talk about what's coming up next, since we got a few extra seconds. So in the near term, we're going to be doing a couple more live streams. So we got one on Tuesday, which is how Bunkie Life came to be. That's 2 days from now. Please tune in for that one. It's going to be amazing. We're already into February, February 2nd, how Bunkie Life came to be. And then on the 4th, I'm calling it The Unveiling, which will be our entire 2021 lineup. So definitely check that out. And then, of course, we're announcing the winner on Sunday, a week from today. So we have 7 days left before the big finale. So without further ado, let's get into the actual presentation. And thanks for tuning in. Alrighty, so before we get into it, guys, if you could comment below, you can do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What are you planning on using your Bunkie for? What's the purpose? If you win, or if you end up buying one, you can use it for extra space. A, home office. B, hobbies. C, Airbnbs, that sort of thing. Or other, we'll say other. Comment below what that is. So if you guys comment below, you know, the letter that corresponds to your choice. I'm going to try to pull everybody. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. And so tonight, we're going to be talking about a lot of fun things. So first and foremost, we have an interview with the very, very, very lovely Isolina. And she's a real Bunkie Life client that runs a really successful Airbnb. So I'll be chatting with her for an interview I recorded on Friday. And then I'll be talking about all the add-ons and cool additional options for the Bunkie, which is kind of the idea of the finishing touches. And then I split the interview into 2 parts. And then we'll talk a little bit about what's coming up. And if we have time at the end, I'll do Q&A, more questions, more answers if you have any. So save them till after the interviews are done. And then if we have time, we'll play a tune on the way out. So the interviews are killer. The interview, I should say, is killer. So I want to get right to it. So without further ado, this is my interview with Isolina. All right. So I have the pleasure, the privilege of talking to one of my favorite clients, Isolina, and she is from the Lavarano Lake House, which is a very, very successful Airbnb. She's bought a Bunkie Life, I believe it's a 2019 with loft and a bathroom Bunkie.
Yep.
Like spring last year, I think, right?
Yep.
And so we're gonna talk about beginning, middle, end of the journey and the crazy ride that we've all been on for this past year. So I guess give us the before. So you did you have any experience with Airbnbs prior to the Bunkies?
Yes, I did. I have a property. My husband and I have a property on Captiva Island off the coast of Florida. And we purchased that property last January. And I put it on Airbnb right away. And it's been super successful. So that's where my journey with Airbnb started. I followed your contest, which was like, I was obsessed with it. So good for you. So I kept trying to watch everything and getting like points and everything. And I became obsessed with your Bunkies, essentially, because I had been thinking about putting something on our property and didn't really like what I saw out there from like the big box stores or anything. And because I was watching YouTube videos on tiny houses, like that's what I envisioned, like a tiny house type of Bunkie. And when I came across your Bunkie Life contest on Facebook, actually, I started looking at your website and I'm like, wow. And that's what sparked me to buy it when I didn't win the Bunkie.
Sorry for your loss. So, and did you watch, I think, was it last year that Carrie and I did a presentation on the Airbnb thing? Did you watch that video or?
Yes, I watched all your videos.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Awesome. So I've been watching all your videos actually, Isolina. So you bought the Bunkie. I think we delivered at some point in the spring, right?
So it was supposed to be delivered in the spring, but of course, COVID interfered with that. It was delivered, I think, end of spring, because we postponed it. So it was because of we were getting a new septic being put in. And so we postponed it. And then the Bunkie was built in July, early July. Yeah.
And then tell us how that went. So I believe you had your own contractor that built it, or do you build it yourself?
No, we hired one of the contractors that you recommended,
Yep.
and he did a great job putting them up. And before that, it was your recommendation. It was interesting because I remember when I was looking at the 2019 loft bunkie, I was like, where can I fit a bathroom in it? And I was thinking, oh my gosh, if I take space from here, it's gonna, because I was already visualizing what the design would be. And
Mhm.
you were great, and I reached out to you via email. You responded right away and you said, well, instead of compromising the space inside the bunkie, how about paying X amount of dollars for this bathroom bunkie? And that was my solution. And it
Yep.
was such a inexpensive solution, and it's worked out beautifully for our bunkie
No,
and our Airbnb.
because you are, I mean, I gather from the videos because I'm talking about your videos. So Iselina sent in a lot of cool videos of the Airbnb and the kind of promotional material. I'm going to probably share that as well. And
Thank you.
um, like you're a visual, like you are a creative type person. Like every space, every little function in these Bunkie has a cool story behind it. It's really cool. And I because you're not the only person that looks at the Bunkie and goes, well, where can I squeeze the toilet in? Right? It's intuitively what makes sense. And I always try to steer people towards, hey, like, no one really wants to sleep where they poop and poop where they sleep. It's just you want to mix, you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
separate those two things. And so the concept of like, let's have a separate bunkie that you just walk up the door and then you pop into it. You know, people feel that that's weird, but it's has it been? I don't want to put words in your mouth here, but was it a good choice in retrospect, having made that choice to separate the two and
Oh,
have?
absolutely. Absolutely. Because the bathroom bunkie is, um, you know, self-contained.
Yep.
They even though there's a composting toilet, they don't feel compromised that they don't have somewhere to shower, somewhere to brush their teeth. It's a self-contained bathroom. I made it into like a self-contained off-grid
Yep.
bathroom. And so it ended up working out really well. We have it situated just a foot, I think, away from the bunkie.
Yep.
And that was because we really wanted to make sure we were complying with bylaws related to, space requirements, not attaching things. Otherwise, it would be considered a bigger footprint. And so it worked out beautifully. And I think, obviously, if you've got bladder issues, or you have to go to the bathroom a lot in the middle of the night, it might be a little bit of a pain to go outside.
Yep.
But what we tried to do to make up for that is we provide really comfy terry cloth slippers for people that are disposable. And they can walk to the bathroom with them, or they can change out of their shoes, like so that they don't have to worry about having to put on their boots or things like that, because they're disposable, the slippers, so it doesn't matter. And it hasn't been really an issue. Not one of my guests, and we've had, oh gosh, over 40 something guests already. Not one has made that an issue about having to walk out.
I can see how you're getting the premium pricing with the terry cloth.
And robes
Yep.
too.
Okay, cool. So, well, let's get into that. So you had 40 guests already. How are the reviews been? Do you remember your first guest, and what have you learned having churned through 40 guests now?
Learned that, well, and I've learned it so far with my other property as well, but communication is key. Being able to provide what I would like was something I factored in as well. I mean, I like to travel pre-COVID, and I like going to nice places. If I'm going to do camping, it would be glamping, and it better be really nice glamping because otherwise I wouldn't go. And I was trying to find a niche market and what the people in that niche market would be looking for. So I figured that by calling it like a getaway for two, and I tag it as a romantic getaway for two. But I've had lots of friends come up, like two girlfriends coming up. Like this weekend, it's two girlfriends coming up to have a girls' weekend, and they booked pre-COVID, so they were allowed to come and stay because there was an exception that you could any short-term rentals could be honored that were booked prior to the lockdown.
Yeah.
So I marketed it towards that population. So it narrowed it down. And so what do? I give things that make them feel like they're getting an experience, not just a stay, if
Yeah.
that makes any sense.
That makes complete sense.
Uh,
And
yeah,
I don't. Do you mind if we talk specifics in terms of like what you're charging a night?
sure,
Yeah. So I my
sure.
keys I would usually charge like 70-ish, 70 $90 a night, and I noticed like you guys, you and Elmate and a bunch of the other people that bought bunkies last year are just like, no, we're going for the premium dollar, Dave. So like you seem to be getting it too. So tell us about that. What are you charging a night? And
So obviously, I mean, the key to starting an Airbnb, and I learned this through Captiva, is you need to have a few reviews because people are reluctant um, to stay at a property that doesn't have reviews. That's number one. So how do you get your first reviews? Well, you've got to draw them in. And so for me, it was being very reasonable with my pricing. And so when I first started renting the Bunkie, we were charging 95 a
okay,
night plus a $50 cleaning fee, and people were renting it. And then interestingly enough, one of my guests um, a few months ago, so it wasn't even just recently, a few months ago, she was a marketing manager for a major hotel chain. And what she told me was, you are really underpricing your Bunkie. And I said, well, what do you mean? And she said, well, people are getting like COVID crazy, staying in their houses, or if they're downtown condo dwellers, they don't have balconies. They're basically looking out a window. So you're selling them like a different thing, experience other than going to a hotel, let's say for a romantic getaway. And you are underpricing that, she said, because a lower grade hotel room cost for a night would be $150. She goes, you could easily get 150. And I was still gun shy at that point. So I upped it to 120 and people were booking it. And then just recently I upped it to 150. And I don't know if it was just coincidence, but I got like 4 bookings, like literally the day after I raised the price. So I was like, oh, why didn't I do it sooner? But anyway.
that's my experience too. Every year I'd creep it up a couple bucks, and I should have done. I'm kicking myself because I kind of more or less shut my Airbnbs down just due to COVID and the complications of being a dad and everything going on. But that is exciting. That's so exciting. And I know Elmate's like charging similar like nice premium prices. Uh, as someone who loves that, I'm applauding you guys. So I'll probably, if it's okay with you, I'll share the video. Maybe we'll take a break in the
Sure.
video. I'll share this video with everybody, and then afterwards, if you could tell us. I mean, I had some questions, I think, but I would just love to hear, what the plans are for the future and kind of where you're going with this. So let's take a quick break. We'll play the video, and then we'll ask
Okay.
that. Okay. We'll get back to that second half of the interview shortly, but let's get into tonight's presentation. This is called Finishing Touches. Everything you'll need to know about Bunkie ownership. So let's do it. Move that out of the way. Okay. So. All right. So this tonight's presentation is Finishing Touches: Extra Space for Meaningful Connection. And if you have questions, feel free. We'll field them later. So how to have the best Bunkie on the block is exactly what we're going to talk about. So first of all, anything that we have in addition to our core product, the Bunkie kits, they're available at bunkielife.com/additional options. So tonight we're going to talk about core furniture, adding windows, adding solar panels, how do you connect the internet, how do you heat the thing, and then bathrooms. I'll actually show you Iselina's setup because she shared a video. So very, very cool. All right. Let's keep going. So interior decor. So you can be as creative as you want to be. This is, every week we'll post a different story of a Bunkie lifer and what they've done with their interior. This is an amazing one here that they had a projector screen and guitars hanging up and just really, really cool Bunkie. And so really, I'm not the aesthetics guy. I'll be honest, my wife does all the decor, but there's lots you can do with this stuff. So the cool thing about Bunkie walls is because it's a really solid wall, you can hang a painting or a shelf or even a Murphy bed or something really solid on any of the walls. So you've got a lot of area to bolt onto. Okay. Yeah. So and we also have a Pinterest board too. So another option is a lot of people will stain or whitewash the inside. Now, this is like the natural look here. This is like what the Bunkie looks like if you don't do anything. This is what a lot of clients do. I whitewash one of my Bunkies as well, and it's really cool. And when you're thinking about decor, think about unique, beautiful, and functional. This is an example of a client that has a really cool looking but functional piece of coat hanger. And along the lines of furniture, we've partnered with Log Cabin Furniture and more. They're a really great Canadian company. They manufacture all their stuff not too far from where we live here. And if you want to support authentic Canadian craftsmanship, check out Log Furniture more. We sometimes will have offers where we can give our Bunkie Life clients a discount when they purchase their furniture. And we're also something that I'll talk about probably on Thursday during the unveiling. We're also really excited about partnering with Ergotron. They're another Canadian company that have pioneered the sit-stand wall desk. So I don't know if you guys can see in the bottom right picture there. This is a desk. I just installed one in my Bunkies. I'm going to be sharing it. But basically, it's a desk that can go up here. You can work on it there. You can sit down. You can even like lay down on the floor and use it. And it all folds away flat. So it's completely out of the way, which is super important when you're talking about a small space. So for those of you who are office bunkying during COVID, this is a really, really cool idea. And then let's talk about additional windows, because this is something that we get a common question. So it's really, really easy to add a window before you do your install. It's really, really easy to add a window after the install. There's a video I won't share, but a video of me doing a retrofit of a window for one of my clients. This is another cool feature on some of our models. Let me show you this video. This is from that same video. I won't play the whole thing of me installing the entire window, but this is a feature I like to point out. So, it's a classic. I apologize if that was really loud in your ears. Okay, I'm just pointing out the fact that this has a swing out way, and it also has a tilt out way. So I'm saying, oh, it's a tilt out way. Sorry if I blasted your ears there. So yeah, it tilts out and it swings out, which is really nice for a small space, like again. Okay, so that's kind of the idea. And then, of course, another feature that people are often wondering about is solar panels. So solar panels are an add-on that we've basically partnered with a company that makes solar panels. The basic kit, we kind of have two kits, and they're good for like off-grid stuff. I apologize about that sound stuff. Everyone's commenting now. My apologies. Feel terrible. That's how you know it's live. There's tremendous amounts of mistakes. My apologies. Okay, so let's go into the solar panel. So basically, there's two kind of main kits we sell. One is like great for your lights, laptop, coffee maker, TV kind of thing, and then there's a beefier version that's for like can do a microwave, a small fridge, more for an off-grid scenario. So we partnered with a really great company. Once again, my profuse apologies about all the noise from that last little bit. All right, so that's the solar kit. And I've also partnered with a friend's company. They're from just outside of Toronto. They're called Uplink, and they've got a Bunkie kit just for beaming Wi-Fi from your cottage or your house out to your Bunkie. And I won't get into the technical details because they know technology because I don't have to. And really cool little feature. So you basically plug it into your router in your home or your cottage, and then you plug something else into your Bunkie, and boom, you got Wi-Fi in the Bunkie, which can be nice. All right. Let's talk about heating. So this is Ethan, good buddy that bought a Bunkie, or I guess we gifted him a Bunkie this year for the Make-A-Wish program, and he was like super keen on having a wood stove. And this is a Cubic Mini Grizzly featured in this picture here, and very, very cool product. If you type in wood stove for a Bunkie, there's an interview with myself and the owner of that company. They're from Quebec, and really, really cool. Let's so yeah, check them out. I'm kind of doing like the real overview of all these things because I don't want to go into too. I could spend a whole live stream on just the solar panels or just the stoves, but I'm trying to give you a good overview. So oh, sorry, people are asking about the solar panel. We actually sell these kits directly. So if you want to buy them, you can buy them through us. And we'll sort you out. Same with the uplink, smart Bunkie. We'll hook you up. So anyways, back to the heating thing. So wood stove is an option if you have if you're comfortable with that and you can get the right certifications and such. So nice heat. Another option is propane heaters. I have not personally used them, so I can't comment much on them. And we've partnered this past year with Mr. Cool. So Mr. Cool is an American company that makes heat pumps you can install yourself. And Carrie and I actually bought 4 of these, and they heat and cool our home. So they're the air conditioning during the summer, and they're the heating in the winter. They're about, we'll say, 75% of the heating. So we also have a wood stove. And really, really cool little units. The cool thing about them is they can actually be plugged into 120, which is like basically an extension cord. And so we were able to we're basically able to heat our entire home for most of the winter. And then it was perfect for air conditioning. So a little Bunkie would be a really, really great option. So we can sell those directly to you. We're actually Canada's first dealer of the Mr. Cool DIY units. And then, of course, the bathroom thing. This is what Iselina talked about. I'll show you her bathroom video that she did shortly. But basically, if you've heard about composting toilets, you might want to revisit the idea. They used to be crappy. They used to stink. But they've really come a long way. So this is, I think, a Nature's Head toilet. We sell Sunmar composting toilets. They're from Burlington. And there's lots of great options in the space. There's even cool things like off-grid showers and that sort of thing. But the Mr. Cool, or sorry, the composting toilets are pretty reasonable pricing and really a great solution. And in most areas, they don't need a permit since they're not technically tying into the septic bed. So I'm going to play Iselina's video that she sent in. She sent in another video of the full Bunkie, but I won't play that today. I'll just play the one where she kind of zooms in on the bathroom. So let's check this out. This is the view from her Bunkie here. And this is her talking about her outdoor shower, which is right there. And I'm scared to play the music, so I won't play it, but there was, she's narrating kind of what was going on. And her bathroom kind of view. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pause this. Hold on. Bear with me. I'm gonna go to the next scene here. Hold on. This will be helpful. I don't want to blow everyone's ears out again. So.
Okay.
All right. Just bear with me. I'm going to find Iselina's video that I downloaded. Well, anyways, okay. Technical difficulties, singing this technical difficulty song. Technical difficulty song. Okay. I can't really play that video, but basically it was her going through her awesome bathroom. I tell you what, I will edit this video together and I'll put together like a full Iselina video. But let's go to the second half of her interview and pretend like you saw the beautiful bathroom Bunkie inside of it. Sorry about that. All right, so we're back, and I guess I'd love to hear, it's been a great first run. In terms of where you're at right now, are you kind of where you were hoping to be in terms of like, number of guests and positive reviews and income and such? Where are you kind of compared to where you're hoping to be?
So well, I actually I've exceeded my expectations, to be honest. And we haven't even gone through a summer yet. And the only promise I'm going to keep to my husband about opening it up as an Airbnb is that it didn't interfere with our time at the lake. Because even though our Bunkie, as you could see, I don't know if you could see it in the video, but is set back in our property. We have a lakefront property. But the Bunkie guests can see the lake from where the Bunkie is set up, and there's a deck like for them to sit on for the view. But when they're staying here, they have full access to the dock. Undisturbed. We will not go on the dock when they're here, and they have free access to the bonfire pit. So that's tricky in the summer because we like the dock. So because I work from here in the summer, because I'm able to work remotely, my plan for the summer is to rent it from Sunday afternoons when we usually go home to possibly Thursday or Friday morning checkout, and instead of the weekends. So just reversing the availability. And then after Labor Day, going back to it being available on the weekends.
Yeah, and it's like going on Airbnb is I noticed this past year with COVID. Like if I had a Friday free and no one was coming to see them or nothing was happening, I could just open up the calendar, and it would always get booked up. Like usually within like 10 to 20 minutes, right? And if you were like, oh, I don't even feel like going to the cottage this weekend, you could probably just, like, if it was ready, you could probably just open it up and probably maybe not get full price, but like probably book it. That's what I love. The flexibility of Airbnb is like, oh, my mom's coming in 2 weeks. I'll just block it off and she can stay. It's awesome for that.
So, I agree.
Okay, so when do you estimate you'll have kind of paid off the Bunkie?
Probably by definitely the summer for sure.
Okay.
That's all in. Because I mean, obviously there's expenses related to building the Bunkie, buying it, building it, but there were also expenses related to what we did inside it.
You have a lot of sweet extras.
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, all in, I would say probably by the end of the summer, we will probably have everything paid off. In terms of what we invested in it.
Yeah,
so
I think that's pretty consistent with my experience and with most of our other Airbnb like business clients. Is like you can usually pay the Bunkie off in a year or less, and then if you factor in all the extras, you're maybe looking at a year and a bit kind of thing. If that's sounds okay.
It's all in what you decide to do with it, right? Like I mean, some people don't have bathing facilities. Some people, you have to go inside another building for a bathroom. So for me, I wanted what would I like? I did it from a selfish perspective. If I was going to glamp in a tiny house, what do I need? And for me, I needed a bathroom. I needed somewhere to bathe, a kitchen, and a separate area for sleeping. And the 2019 model for me did that, like covered all the bases, and the bathroom Bunkie. Cool. I was actually really surprised, pleasantly surprised with the size of the bathroom Bunkie. I was so actually, when he put it up, I was like, oh my God, it's so much bigger than I thought. and so it was like, what should I do now? I've got all this space.
Yeah, that's cool. So what's the future for the La Verano Lake House, if I'm saying that correctly?
Well, the future is hopefully we get repeat guests from, and I have a lot of people saying that they want to come back in the summer. I've met so many interesting people. It's interesting. My husband was asking me the other day, would you ever consider putting another Bunkie on the property? And I thought, you know what? Probably not, only because, I really love my neighbors and I don't want to alienate them and make them think that they don't have some privacy, with multiple people coming on the property. I love my neighbors, and I make it clear in my Airbnb ad that, this is not the party, tiny house. And if I've got security measures to put in place so that if that happens, most of the time I'm here when my guests are here, which, helps people maintain the rules, of course, but also is helpful if something happens. And with off-grid properties, there's always something that could happen.
Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm sure that people have a ton of questions. My main question is, if I want to book with you, how do I do that? If someone watching this video wants to book your place.
Well, they can go on either my Instagram page or my YouTube channel. The YouTube channel, all they have to type in the search engine is Laverano Lake House,
Okay.
and it should pop up. And all the videos, I put up a couple of instructional videos in terms of some of the things I've created for the Bunkie. But I also put up tours. So, if they want to see what it looks like inside, what they're getting when they go in, there's a real, tour there. But if you want to go on Airbnb, um, you just type in my name, Isolina Verano, or even, I guess, you would go to Tiny Ontario, and because that's where we're located, and look for under the unique experience. I think it's under the unique stays category. They've put all the cabins and tiny houses under there, and narrow your search, and we're Laverano Lake House.
Cool.
So
I'll put it.
yeah.
We're our plan is to start a kind of sub page on the Airbnb section of bunkielife.com and have everybody listed there, and different, like, basically try to collect all this stuff of everyone who's doing this, right? Starting to be a movement now. There's people in New Brunswick doing it, people in Ontario, and people hopefully soon in BC. So we'll be coast to coast pretty soon, and it's so cool. Just all the innovative things. I learned so much from you guys that I would have never thought of and never come up with. So it's exciting to see that. And once again, thank you so much for taking the time to share with us, your experience so far. And yeah, wishing you all the best. Evie and I got to come stay, or maybe Carrie and I.
Definitely.
I don't think it'll be Carrie and I.
Definitely.
The babies are a little.
Yeah. Come with your wife so that you have a getaway from all your brood.
We got to get the young baby eating solid food, and then we'll be there.
Yeah. Perfect. We'd love to have you.
Really, really appreciate your time. Thanks so much for doing this interview.
Thanks, David. Bye, everyone.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching those interviews, and thank you to Isolina for just opening her kind of story up and sharing with all of us. Super, super helpful, I think. So yeah, thanks very much, guys. I want to talk a little bit about what's coming up next. So we'll get to questions and answers in just a few seconds. So if you have questions, if you need answers, I'm here for you. But let's talk about what's coming up next. So as everyone knows, a week from today, it's just 1 week away. We're going to be announcing the winner of the Win a Bunkie contest. Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be announcing the winner, and right here on Facebook, YouTube, etc., whatever platform you're watching from now. And let's talk about what happens in between now and then. So first and foremost, we have a couple more live streams. Tuesday, we're going to talk about how Bunkie Life came to be. Thursday is the unveiling of our new 2021 stuff. So I teased the idea of a ladder. We're going to talk about that on Thursday. There's other things that are just going to blow your mind. Your mind shall be blown on Thursday. But if you can only tune into one, please tune into how Bunkie Life came to be. That one's going to be where I get to share kind of the story of why we do what we do, the charity that we support, why, the backstory of how our family was helped by Bunkies, and why we've chosen to kind of dedicate our time to this. So, and basically right away we start our winter sale. So right after the contest closes, our epic winter sale is starting. And I realized it looks like did I spell schedule right? I don't think I did. But anyways, it's $1,000 off our best-selling Bunkies, $500 off our other Bunkies. Best price at the end of the year for sure, especially the way lumber prices seem to be going. So I will tell you, don't miss out. It's going to be epic, and it ends Valentine's Day, and then I'm taking some time off. And hopefully everyone on our team is going to take a little bit of time off. So we're going to get to questions, and I'm going to start with this first one. But if you have a question, I probably missed it, so you don't want to retype it in. Okay. Let's ask, this is a Kenneth McGreen question. Does the winner have to be logged in on the live stream on Sunday? No, we will still, we'll call you, we'll email you frantically, but we're hoping to get the winner on the live stream and on the phone. That really helps with credibility factor. And we managed to pull it off the last 4 years, I think. So if we could pull that off, it'd be great. Great question. Allison asks, David, what type of approval do you need in order to offer an Airbnb? You would definitely want to talk to your insurance company, your township. Yeah, so we have email in and we can make some recommendations for insurance companies. But yeah, you definitely want to talk to all authorities involved. So hopefully that was helpful. Okay, Karen asks, hey David, are screens with windows on the 2020, our newest model? They come standard, like pre-installed. On the older ones, very easy to install. Just get a $20 screen roll and then roll it in. If you type in Bunkie screens into YouTube, you'll see a video of me installing a screen into one of my Bunkies. So that we found was the best way to do it. But then we figured out a way on the new ones to just pre-install them. So hopefully that's helpful. I'm going to turn my volume up a bit. That may improve your listening experience. Hopefully not too much, though. Okay. Great question, Karen Tomlin. Hey, Dave, could you potentially build the Bunkie with loft plus a bathroom Bunkie in a 12 by 20 flatbed? I don't know. That would be a math question that I'm not capable of doing currently. Terry, are most of your products Canadian? Yes, we use Canadian wood in all of our newer stuff, like our 2020 model. The new products that are coming out are 100% made in Canada. So generally, yes, our older models are made in Europe. So we're either European or Canadian. Do we have an installation kit? Basically, yeah. For the Bunkies that are wood, we'll have installation kit, and then also there's something very exciting coming out on Thursday. Can the composting toilet be used in cold weather below freezing? Yes. Mine, it depends on the toilet, obviously, but there are toilets that can be used. Mine is a Sunmar XL and has a little heater built into it that plugs in, so I still use mine in the winter. Great question. What's the code word? The code word is communication. The code word is communication. Do the Bunkies have insulation in them? Not standard, but you can add a little bit of insulation on the roof and floor quite easily and get up to like 3.9 seasons. Or if you're looking for a 4-season option, please tune in on Thursday. Some municipalities require that the B&B be offered in the main house. Well, that's stupid, but probably true. What is the size of the bathroom Bunkie? It's 6 by 6, and we also have a 7 by 7 version. The pricing is on the website if you click on bathroom Bunkie. Oh, Allison says, have you given any thought of us telling us the names of the Bunkies, like people's Bunkie names? Yes, I gotta do that. I gotta take the time to scroll through them because there are some funny ones. There's like, I think 10,000 people that filled that out. So I have to go through 10,000 things, but would be cool. Michelle asks, has anyone ever joined a bathroom Bunkie to an existing Bunkie? Yes, I'm sure that's happened, for sure. Isolina separated them, if you noticed, in the interview she mentioned that, so that you can kind of skirt around the square footage of permit required land. I think that's the thinking. But yeah, if you want to attach them, you could. It'd be a bit of a carpentry job. The code word, once again, is communication. Dave Sutherland asked, what is the cost of the heat cool unit? So email in, I can give you an exact quote, but the Mr. Cool units that we sell, they range in like BTUs, so like power basically, how much they can heat or cool. So you can do up to a full house with them, or a small Bunkie. The small Bunkie one's quite a bit cheaper. And I installed 4 of them to heat my entire house. But a Bunkie you could get by with just one small unit. Okay. Oh, what company is making your European style windows? So we get our windows made in near Kitchener-Waterloo. There's a family that makes the wood windows, and then some of our windows are actually made in Europe. So it depends on the windows, but the Canadian ones are made in Kitchener-Waterloo. What maintenance do you recommend to maximize the lifespan of the Bunkies? Good metal roof. Keep your roof solid. So go with the metal roof, I would say. Make sure it's elevated off the ground enough that you get airflow and there's no moisture. So moisture and roof are kind of related. And then make sure you're following the proper stain maintenance, like stain schedule. So if the stain you buy is every 5 years, like a good Sanson Enviro stain, then make sure you actually do that every 5 years. And then we recommend caulking around the windows and caulking the corners. If that's starting to flake out or whatever, just redo it. So that's the maintenance schedule, really. Could you buy 2 Bunkies, put them together? Yeah, but we don't recommend it. Like I said earlier, you're into permit land for sure. So you might as well just get either a bigger Bunkie. Yeah. Oh, this is a really good question. Frank Teravec says, can you put a circular staircase instead of a ladder? Yeah, I think someone's done that. Like a windy, like little windy staircase. Yes, doable. They sell kits. We don't sell them personally, but that does exist and would be a pretty good solution, actually. Has anyone ever got a permit to make a customized bunkie and put a bathroom inside? Yes. Yeah, we sell like up to 1,000 square foot large structures, so that's possible. But yeah, then you have all the complexities of permits, which is not the end of the world. But Dave asks, how do you screw the corners when building the bunkie? So, okay, great question. So the corners are pre-cut with a notch in the corner. So the notch is going to go onto the next notch like this, and then so forth and so forth. So when the corners come together, there's like this area where there's wood exposed. So we take a screw and we just go down the top piece into the next piece. And then when you put the next board on, it hides that. So you're hiding the screws as you go, and then you never see the screws. That's generally what we mean when we say screwing the corners. In the install videos that go out to all the clients, it's included us doing that, and you can see how that works. It's pretty simple, though. Great question. Second question, bathroom question. Has anyone ever put a hide-away toilet in the bunkie? Yes. Sarah from Ajax lives in her bunkie, kind of full-time, but she has access to the main house. And so she's got like an emergency bucket, basically, of sawdust that she uses. We interviewed her. It wasn't like a full interview, but we have a story on her on the Bunkie Life Facebook page from 2019. You can see her whole setup. Oh, Mark Jeremiah, how's it going, buddy? Mark Jeremiah was a client from like day one. Looks like my Bunkie video has gotten 15,000 views. The most of all your videos on your website. Think that is worth a free bunkie. Joking. Let's talk when you have time. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Good to hear from you, buddy. If you type in Bunkie Tour Carlton Place, that's Mark Jeremiah showing us his sweet bunkie. Where do you put the code word in? Okay, go to, hold on. Where do you put the code word in? Right here. bunkielife.com/bunkie-contest/scoreboard. And that code word, once again, is communication. Communication is key. When building the bunkie is the best place in cement pad. Refer to the video we did 3 nights ago on Thursday, how to build, and we went into that into quite detail. Are the corners pre-drilled? No. The corners are not pre-drilled, but it's quite easy to do. What level of expertise is needed to build a bunkie? I'd say relatively handy. I'm about a 7, maybe 6.5 out of 10 in terms of handiness, and I can build them. My wife, I give her a 9, and she is quite easy to build them. My father-in-law is like a 10.3. So if you got one person in your crew that's like a handyman 7 out of 10 at least, and everyone else is like a 3 or 4, but it can lift stuff, you should be good. Like it's like one notch up from IKEA furniture, we'll say. Great question there, Tracy Cruson. Has anyone ever done an outside separate staircase to the upper loft? No, that's an interesting idea. That would be tricky. Because of the way the roof kind of cuts into the loft, it'd be very tricky. David says, thank you for your answer about screws. You're welcome, David. Hello from Alberta. How are the walls insulated? The walls are not insulated. They are just like a log cabin. Inside wall is the outside wall. So insulating the walls is a little trickier. However, tune in Thursday when we announce something very exciting in the 4-season category. It looks like I have actually gotten to the end of the questions. If you got more questions, don't you hesitate to comment them below. We have a full 10 minutes, and then I have to leave and go read a bedtime story. So I'm here for you. I can play guitar. I can answer questions. I can do more teasers about what's coming up. Don't you dare miss out on Tuesday, how Bunkie Life came to be. It's going to be amazing. Every single live stream is worth 100 points, or 100 chances to win, I should say. And then Thursday, the unveiling. I've been teasing so many cool things, and they will be unveiled on Thursday, February 4th. And then, of course, February 7th, we're announcing the winner. So, great questions. I got a few more. Okay. I have a 1-year-old. Built to code composite deck. Can I use it for the base? Yeah, you probably could. As long as it's level, right? Good question. On the how to build it video, show that Bunkie was built on an open frame, so you don't have to put plywood down first. No, you don't have to put plywood down first. No. Becky Butt says, I like this comment, I'm an expert IKEA furniture builder. That's right. Ryan Shabbat says, do you offer out-of-town install? Yeah, we offer install pretty much across Canada now. We're working on our partners. So like all over Ontario for sure, and then parts of BC, and then we're just kind of, connecting with different installers across Canada. So anyone here who's handy and wants to put their hat in the ring, you can feel free to email in terms of installation. We just usually will recommend great installers and great clients get together, and then we're out of the loop. We don't take any fees or anything, but it's worth checking out. And then of course, any local handyman can build these things if you don't have a preferred installer in your area. Here's a question from Tina Yonge, or Young. She asks, what would shipping cost to Alberta? So we can get to Calgary, Edmonton, any of the major cities, probably Red Deer as well, for about $1,000 roughly. And then the question is, how far are you from those major cities? And we can work that out. So if you want a specific quote to your address, just send me a message and we can quote you directly. But as a general rule of thumb, any decent sized city in the lower half of Canada, which is all of Canada, other than the Northwest Territories and the Yukon, etc., we can get there. None of it would be excluded from that. But any general major city, we can get there for about $1,000. And then the question is, the last mile, but doable. We just took one to Nova Scotia a few months ago. Tracy Cruz has asked, have you considered making tiny houses? Yes, I have. Oh, I'm so pumped. Did you say who's the top 25? I promise you I'm going to read that tonight. We'll have time. Hopefully Heather messaged me that. Lawrence, why don't you sell in Quebec? We do sell in Quebec. In fact, we sold to many Quebecers or Ontarians that have cottages in Quebec, for example. The reason we're not doing the contest in Quebec is just because we don't have a Francophone on our team. And we want to make sure if we're going to do something, we do it well. So we can't translate everything into French. So that kind of excludes Quebec. That's the only reason why. We love Quebecers. We have nothing against Quebecers. One downside about Quebec is everything needs a permit. At least that's my understanding, is everything needs a permit in most areas. So, our whole no permit required thing isn't as applicable in Quebec. But, people still buy Bunkies and put them in Quebec. And yes, we can ship there. It's sometimes complicated, but we can pull it off. Danielle, really insightful question here. She says, what's the budget you recommend in addition to the flat cost of the Bunkie? Let's say you want to insulate, wood stove, metal roof footings. Okay, so I need a little more clarity, Danielle. Are you going to build it yourself? You're going to put the time to build it in yourself? If you're going to put the labor in, I'll just ballpark these costs. So Bunkie kit, whatever that is, that's on the website. Insulation, give yourself maybe $1,000 or ish. Wood stove, depends on what you buy, but the cubic mini wood stoves, after everything, shipping and all the things you need, are about $1,700. Metal roof, $600-ish. Footings, it depends on how hardcore you want to go, but if you just do like the kind of basic footings that I was talking about the other day, maybe $200 roughly of like blocks and a little bit of wood. It's probably a decent ballpark. Hopefully you can total that number up. You can replay that if I spoke too quickly. Tonight's word again is communication. Any ideas of sauna bunkie? Yes, we have sauna bunkies. We actually have a back catalog we could send you. If you're interested in a sauna, let me know. Has anyone ever done a screened-in porch in front of the bunkie? Yes. Doable? Absolutely. Do more teasers and a song, please. I will play a song before we go. Do you have any videos insulating the floor? I do. I don't know if I've released them yet, but it's basically just shoving insulation in between your floor joists. That's the idea. Can we see the video of Isolina's bathroom? Sorry about that. That was a technical difficulty I had. Yeah, I'm going to post both Isolina's videos and a link to her Airbnb if anyone wants to stay there. That will be my homework for tomorrow. How much solar power do you need for a composting toilet? That's a great question. It's a little bit above my technical pay grade. I don't know. The composting toilet I have has a little heater in it. I think it might run off solar, but I don't know. I run mine off of my house power. Have you ever done a skylight? I haven't personally. I think they're awesome. However, I always worry about them leaking. So and they're not cheap. So, and I am cheap. David Oxley. Hey, Dave, how's it going? My sister is thrilled with her Bunkie. That's great. I'm so glad to hear good stories from happy clients. Have you ever seen someone use a Gabion system as a foundation? The idea came to me after how to build a Bunkie stream, and I have a lot of rock here. I built Gabion baskets here at my house, but I don't have any Bunkies resting on them. So I might need a little more detail. Do you realize that it's in the middle of the Super Bowl? I do realize that. You're going to have to choose between the Super Bowl and Bunkie Life. It's going to be a tough choice for you to make. If you install a wood stove, do you have to have it inspected? I don't know the answer to that. Sorry, Rebecca. I don't know. If we order during your sale, how early should we expect? We can probably deliver at any point in the spring or summer or fall. Really, it's up to you. So we'll work with you on your timeline. We should have no problem delivering in the spring. And actually, we'll have some inventory right away if you'd need stuff right away. It just depends on when you'd like it. No one really generally wants them in the snow. So, oh, Roxanne, how about promoting your book? I received mine this week, and it is wonderful. Well, that's very kind, Roxanne Bay. I can show you the book. This is Bunkie Life Extra Spaces. This is a book I just released about a month ago, and it's got really great stories of Bunkie Life clients, some really sexy photos of bunkies. And all the proceeds from this book go to support Ronald McDonald House in Ontario. And yeah, it's a cool book. And I'll be talking more about the story on Tuesday, so 2 days from now, talking about why we do what we do. Sorry, that's not the right one. How Bunkie Life came to be. We'll be talking all about that, and I'll be talking about the book, how that ties into our greater mission of creating a world where families everywhere have a chance to unite, unwind, and unplug. And we'll go into that. Please bring Bunkie to Atlantic, Canada. We've got Bunkies in Atlantic, Canada, Jennifer. Moncton, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia somewhere. I forget exactly where. We have no Bunkies in Manitoba yet. We've gone out west, out east, and we've skipped Manitoba, but we'd love you to be the first, Susan Gill. Let's do it. Would you be able to use them as a mountain four-season cabin? I don't think I'd recommend that for our current wood Bunkies unless you're really going to town with insulation. However, tune in Thursday. There might be an option. Any cost numbers for the heat pumps? Email in and I can give you an idea. I think it's, I didn't want to ballpark it, but the Mr. Cool units I have, I think were a little over 2,000. But we can give you an exact quote if you want. Like when we sell an add-on, it's generally like a bonus to our clients. It's not generally something we sell only the heat pump, but when we sell an additional thing, we want to make it a good deal for someone that's already buying a Bunkie, if that makes sense. Yeah. Any cost to get you to personally install it? I'm really trying to avoid installing this year. I installed a bunch in March when COVID hit. I wasn't sure if it was legal or not, but I just did it. I think it was legal. But I don't know if I can personally install it. This year I'm trying to not be too involved in the swinging of all the hammers. It gets too busy. How much to get a Bunkie in New Brunswick? Moncton, I think, was around $700 to $900, if memory serves me correctly. We just went to Moncton a month ago. So, get to Moncton or maybe St. John, and then we can figure it out from there. So, and yes, we just sent one to Nova Scotia. It went, yeah. Top 25, David. Okay, I got to read this. I've been teasing this. Hope it's in my inbox here. Turning it on. Looking into my messages. They're not here. Okay, 25 will be coming soon. Hopefully. Okay. How tricky is too tricky for delivery? Think 2 kilometers into the woods, some sharp turns. Every piece of the Bunkie can be taken apart, so if you can get an ATV back there, it's doable. In the outhouse Bunkie is a room for a shower. Yes, I wish I could have shown you Icelina's video. She has a shower in there and a sink and a little toilet. So in the 6x6 you can fit like an standing up shower, and in the 7x7 you can actually fit like a full bathtub shower. So, okay, I'm gonna read. Thank you, Heather. You are amazing. I'm gonna read the top 25 points leaders in the contest in no particular order. Let's do this. Okay. So top 25 people currently, because we disabled the scoreboard. You can't see who they are, so I'm going to read it right now. This is just right now random order. Grant Hare, Jenny Sullivan, Carol Hunt Ford, Kristen Saukow, Celia Glover, Linda Beaton, Andrea Caldwell, Iris Marchant, Connie, Megan Mitchell, Keith Luck, Amy. I don't know who Amy's last name is. Carly Baxter, Pat Ferguson, John Husuliak, Catherine Robichaud, Christina Hay, Dylan Bice, Alana Goldman, Megan, Jen Beckley, Lauren Guritz, Morris Elfenbaum, and Britt Healy. Those are the top 25 as of right now, this current day. But that could change. Okay. All right. I think I got most of them. I've never used a Bunkie for a pool house. Totally. It makes a good pool house. Any incentives for displaying your brand or for testimonials? High fives. Definitely high five anybody that does that. Like Isolina, she got a huge high five. I love Bunkies and everything they stand for. Thank you. Okay. I would love any kind of space-saving ideas for when I win the Bunkie. Yes, totally. That's that sit-stand desk is pretty good safe state. We got a ton of this stuff. And we're always posting ideas from our Bunkie Life clients of how they're doing it. I'm going to be completely frank with you guys. All of those Bunkie add-ons that I was talking about, the solar panels, the wood stoves, they came to us because our clients bought them, recommended them, and we checked them out. So we figured if 2 or 3 people are emailing us about cubic mini wood stoves, then they got to be legit. So that's how we get our best ideas from, is from our awesome Bunkie Life community and different suggestions. So I could not do any of this stuff without you guys. I really, really want to reiterate that. Thank you. So let's keep scrolling, and I think we're ready to wrap things up. Oh, wonder if we order your Bunkie during sale, how soon should we expect delivery? Whenever you'd like it. We'd be ready really anytime April or longer. Now, I should caveat that. If we get a crazy sale, which I anticipate just based on feedback that we're going to sell a lot of Bunkies in the next week. If we do get back order, it's going to be first come, first serve. So mathematically, you might want to consider the fact that you might not be one of the 80,000 people in the contest that wins. Maybe you're one of the 79,999,000. So maybe consider at least starting the process of ordering if you're pretty serious. No pressure, but it's not a bad idea to think about. Scrolling down. Okay. Oh, here's a good question from Stacy. Can the loft be put on the other end so the height is at the door? I'm not sure I fully understand, but yeah, you can flip the Bunkie and have the loft in the back. Clients have done that. It does work. Okay, scrolling down. Gail Coster, I had a 5 and 3 put mine up and they did a perfect job. Oh yeah, so Gail lives up in Surgeon Falls, and her son, I think it's her son, is a really great guy, and he's legally blind. I went up and visited them, yeah, their Bunkie is. I mean, it took them longer than a weekend. They kind of split it up over a few weekends, but they did a great job. Looks really fantastic. So, building permit for a 12 by 12. Yeah, you would definitely, according to the Ontario Building Code at least, you would probably need a permit for that. Any issues with wood shortages? Yeah, everyone's struggling with wood this year, I'll be honest, but we've managed to pre-purchase most of our stuff, so we're kind of burning through that. And then prices might have to go up, or we'll see what happens. We're just kind of seeing how we're just taking each day as it comes. Yes, so. Right, scrolling down. Are you guys hiring and have staff discount? You can apply for jobs. Just email us if you want. Oh. We are hiring, but we're hiring a manager, kind of like a second in command kind of thing right now. So, All right, well, guys, I'm gonna play a song. I think we're getting towards the end here. If I missed your question, I apologize. You can write it later and we'll try to get to it. Here's the final question we'll get to. How long is the sale on for? That's a great question. I will get to it right now. It's on until Valentine's Day. We close out the day after Valentine's Day. So Epic Winter Sale's on now. I'm going to post a link to it probably tomorrow. And it ends Valentine's Day, February 14th. For those of you who have been with us for 5 years, can you comment below? This is always the best deal of the year. I'm not just saying that to like I'm serious. The best deal of the year is always this time. And the prices are going to be going up realistically. I wish it not to be so, but if the lumber prices keep pinching, then it'll probably have to go up. But either way, it's always the best pricing of the year. So let's play a song and say goodbye. Oh, yes.
Check. Sometimes in our lives we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if there are things you need to right up the road, and I'll share your load. If you just only lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on, lean on, lean on. Don't call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem, but you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on me. When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on, lean on, lean on, 'cause we all need somebody to lean on. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have a great night.